Good evening, dear viewers. Thank you for joining us. You're watching DALSAN TV English News Bulletin. My name is Efrah Noor. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has arrived in Doha, Qatar for high-level talks focused on security, cooperation and economic partnership. The visit comes as Somalia steps up diplomatic engagement with key regional allies, seeking support for stability, counterterrorism efforts and economic recovery. Officials say discussions will cover security collaboration, investment opportunities, and broader regional issues of mutual concern. Our reporter Mohamed Saido with more on this story.
President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has arrived in Doha for high-level talks with Qatari leadership, marking another step in Somalia's diplomatic engagement with key Gulf partners. According to Somali officials, discussions are focused on strengthening security cooperation, expanding economic ties, and enhancing development cooperation. Qatar has been a long-standing partner to Somalia, providing humanitarian aid, political support, and development assistance over the years. The visit comes at a time when Somalia is intensifying efforts to stabilize newly liberated areas, attract foreign investment, and build resilient state institutions. Officials say deeper cooperation with Qatar could play a role in advancing these priorities. Both sides are expected to explore ways to expand bilateral relations, particularly in security. Both sides are expected to explore ways to expand bilateral relations, particularly in security coordination and economic development, as Somalia continues its path toward long-term stability. Mohamed Saido, DALSAN TV English.
Somalia's former President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo has drawn renewed public attention following the inauguration of a house built in his honor. His office says the property, valued at approximately $295,000, was constructed in the El Jale district of Marko town in the Lower Shabelle region. The announcement has sparked debate, with supporters describing it as a gesture of appreciation, while others question its symbolism and timing.
The office of former Somali President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo has confirmed the opening of a house built in his honor in the El Jale district of Marko town, located in Somalia's Lower Shabelle region. According to a statement from his office, the property, valued at approximately $295,000, was funded through a public fundraising campaign involving Somalis inside the country and across the diaspora. Construction began in July 2023 and was completed ahead of its official inauguration. The house, named Mahadsanid Madaxweyne, meaning "Thank you, Mr. President," is described by organizers as a symbolic gesture recognizing Farmajo's leadership, particularly his role in national security and reconciliation during his time in office. In a recent interview, Farmajo expressed gratitude to those who contributed to the project. Describing it a reflection of public appreciation and unity. His office has stressed that the initiative was community-driven and not funded by government resources.
At least 10 people have been injured following clashes between security forces and an armed group in Baidoa, the administrative capital of Southwest State. The violence erupted during a security operation, prompting concern over stability in the region. Southwest State President Abdulaziz Hassan Mohamud has since confirmed that members of the Somali National Army were among those injured. Our reporter Mohamed Saido with more on this story.
At least 10 people were injured during clashes between Somali security forces and an armed group in Baidoa, the administrative capital of Southwest State of Somalia. The violence erupted during a security operation aimed at addressing armed activity in the town, leading to an exchange of gunfire that injured both civilians and security personnel. Southwest State President Abdulaziz Hassan Mohamud later confirmed that members of the Somali National Army were among those wounded in the clashes, highlighting the seriousness of the confrontation. Residents reported hearing heavy gunfire, prompting fear and temporary disruption to daily life. Security forces later moved to secure the area, and authorities say calm has since been reported. The incident underscores ongoing security challenges in part of Somalia, where armed groups continue to pose threats to stability.
Security cooperation has also been in focus in Jubaland, where the president of the regional state, Ahmed Mohamed Islam, also known as Ahmed Madobe, met with the United States AFRICOM forces. The meeting centered on counterterrorism efforts and regional security coordination. Jubaland authorities also praised the partnership, describing it as an essential to maintaining stability in the region.
Jubaland President Ahmed Mohamed Islam, known as Madobe, held talks with special forces from the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, focusing on security cooperation and counterterrorism efforts in the region. According to Jubaland authorities, discussions centered on intelligence sharing, operational coordination, and continued support for regional security forces battling militant groups. President Madobe praised AFRICOM's role in supporting security operations and strengthening local capacities. The United States remains one of Somalia's key international security partners, providing advisory support, training, and assistance to both federal and regional forces. The meeting reflects continued international engagement in Somalia's security sector, particularly in federal member states such as Jubaland, where maintaining stability remains a priority.
Somalia's cabinet has approved a new maritime cooperation agreement with Turkey, alongside with the establishment of a national disaster fund. Officials say the decisions are aimed at strengthening maritime governance while improving the country's response to recurring natural disasters, including drought. The measures come amid growing focus on resilience and resource protection. Mohamed Saido with more on this story.
Somalia's cabinet has approved a new maritime cooperation agreement with Turkey, aimed at strengthening maritime security, management, and development. Officials say the agreement supports Somalia's efforts to protect its territorial water and enhance the country's blue economy. Turkey has been a major partner to Somalia for more than a decade, contributing to infrastructure development, security assistance, and humanitarian response. During the same cabinet session, the government also approved the establishment of a national disaster fund designed to improve preparedness and response to emergencies, particularly drought. Somalia continues to face recurring climate-related shocks, with drought remaining a major humanitarian challenge.
Somalia has marked another diplomatic milestone with the inauguration of new ambassadorial residence at its embassy in Tanzania. Officials say the project represents the second major infrastructure achievement for the Somali mission in the country within a single year. The development reflects efforts to strengthen Somalia's diplomatic presence abroad.
The Somali embassy in Tanzania is set to inaugurate a new ambassadorial residence, marking a significant diplomatic milestone. According to officials, the project represents the second major infrastructure achievement for Somalia's mission in Tanzania within a single year, reflecting renewed investment in diplomatic facilities abroad. The residence is expected to support embassy operations and strengthen bilateral engagement between Somalia and Tanzania. Somali officials described the development as part of broader reforms aimed at modernizing the country's foreign service and reinforcing its diplomatic presence across the region.
Somalia's federal parliament has suspended 19 lawmakers from attending parliamentary sessions following disruptions in Mogadishu. The decision was issued by parliamentary leadership after a session was interrupted by disorderly conduct. The suspensions come as lawmakers debate sensitive political issues, including proposed constitutional changes. Mohamed Saido explains what led to this move.
Somalia's federal parliament has suspended 19 members of parliament from attending the next 12 parliamentary sessions following disruptions during a joint sitting in Mogadishu. The decision was issued by the acting Speaker of the House of the People after lawmakers were accused of repeatedly violating parliamentary rules and disrupting proceedings despite warnings. Parliamentary leadership says the suspensions are intended to restore order and protect the integrity of legislative work, particularly as lawmakers debate sensitive political issues, including proposed constitutional amendments. The move has sparked debate within political circles, with some MPs viewing it as a disciplinary measure, while others see it as a reflection of a deeper political tensions inside parliament.
And for our final story, Yemen has announced the formation of a new government with Shah Mohsin al-Zindani appointed as the country's new prime minister. The appointment is part of efforts by Yemen's leadership to reorganize state institutions amid ongoing conflict, economic collapse, and deepening humanitarian crisis. Officials say the new cabinet is expected to prioritize improving governance, restoring basic services, and coordinating humanitarian response efforts for millions of Yemenis in need. Years of conflict has severely weakened state capacity, leaving the new administration facing major political security and economic challenges as it attempts to stabilize the country. That's all we have for you, dear viewer. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you a lovely evening.